Good morning, students. In this lecture, we are going to talk about the issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. Friends, in the previous chapter, we have seen that sometimes shares can be issued for consideration other than cash. The same way, debentures can also be issued for consideration other than cash. Normally, this happens in two conditions. One, when company purchase some assets like land and building, plant and machinery, and company issue debentures against that. Or sometimes, if company purchase a running business of someone and against the payment of that, full or sometime a partly payment is done by issuing debentures. So this is called issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. Like share debentures are also sometimes issued for consideration other than cash. For example, the issue of debentures to vendor against the purchase of assets like land and building, plant and machinery, etc. Similarly, issue of debentures to vendor against purchase consideration at the time of purchase of business. Debentures can be issued to vendor at par, at premium, or at a discount. At the time of purchase of any business, at the time of purchase of any asset. Let us see how accounting entries are passed at the time of purchase of any business. At the time of purchase of any business, two entries are passed. First entry for purchasing asset and second entry for making payment of debentures. So whenever assets means somebody's business is purchased, all the assets which are taken are debited, and if there is any liability which is taken is credited, and the balance amount is credited to vendor's account. Vendor is the person whose business you are going to purchase, right? And vendor is credited with the amount of purchase consideration. Let's take an example. Suppose we are buying a business of someone whose assets are rupees 1 lakh and there are liabilities of rupees 40,000, and we have taken both the things, all the assets that is of 1 lakh and all liability that is of rupees 40,000. So 60,000 will be the value of business. How come 60,000? Purchase consideration means total asset minus total liability. Total assets are 1 lakh and total liabilities are 40,000. So 60,000, the difference will be the purchase consideration. So here the entry will be passed: sundry assets account debit, that is 1 lakh, to sundry liabilities account, that is 40,000, to vendors account. Suppose vendor is XYZ Limited, so to XYZ Limited account 60,000. Okay, so first entry is passed for the purchase of assets and taking over the liabilities, right? Now in second entry, payment is done through debentures. So for payment, vendor's account is debited and debenture account is credited. So vendor account debit to debentures account. Okay, now if suppose this payment is done and debentures are given at some discount, in that case this entry will be, second entry will be vendors account debited, discount on debentures account debited to debentures account. Or else, if these debentures which are given at the time of payment, if they are issued at a premium, then entry will be vendors account debited to debentures account to security premium reserve account. Okay, so these two entries are passed at the time of purchase of any business. Now let us talk about the entries to be passed when any asset is purchased against debentures. That means when any asset is purchased and payment is done through debentures. When any asset is purchased, then first entry is passed asset account debit to vendor account. Here vendor means the one who is selling asset to us. Okay, so suppose land and building we are purchasing, so land and building account debit to vendor account. Suppose vendor is ABC Limited, so land and building account debit to ABC Limited account. And second entry will be passed for payment vendors account will be debited and debentures account will be credited. Here also, if this payment which is done in form of debentures, if those debentures are issued at discount, then this second entry will be vendors account debited, discount on debentures account debited to debenture account. Or else if these debentures are issued at a premium, then vendors account debited to debentures account to security premium reserve account. So these are the two entries which are passed at the time of purchase of any asset against debenture. Okay, thank you.